Hello, viewers and the learners. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to be learning proxy ARP. So, generally, ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol, which is used to discover the MAC address of the directly connected peers, okay, or the peers which belong to the same subnet, okay. But the proxy ARP is completely different from the traditional ARP. Okay, so here is a scenario for you to understand proxy ARP clearly. So here you can see the network 172.200.1.0/24. This is one subnet, and the other subnet is 172.20.2.0. Let me correct this. So let me delete this. I'm gonna add a new one. So 172.20.2.0/24. Okay, so this is two network and this is one network, so they belong to different subnet. Okay, so in one network we have PC1 and PC2. In two network we have PC3 and PC4. So the proxy ARP, so the router 1 is going to be our proxy server. So what it does is, so in traditional ARP, PC3, if it is a traditional ARP, PC3 will send an ARP request for PC4 or the default gateway, but it will not send any ARP request for PC1 and PC2 because they belong to different subnet. But in proxy ARP scenario, PC3 will send an ARP request for PC1. So this is proxy ARP. So the router 1 will answer our ARP request, not PC1. So the request which is sent by PC3 will not be answered by PC1, but rather answered by R1. So the proxy ARP, the router responds to ARP request on behalf of the original receiver. Okay, so here on behalf of PC1 and PC2, router 1 will answer ARP request from PC3 and PC4 and vice versa. So this is our scenario. So let's start the configuration. So let me tell you the advantage of proxy ARP. So here the routing table is reduced. So here, so in normal scenario we need a routing for package to traverse the router to another network, but in this scenario we don't need any routing here. So there is no routing here. That's, it reduces the workload of routers. Okay, so and also reduces the routing table space. Okay, so we can add more other routes like different subnets belong to different continent. Okay, so okay, let's start the scenario. So first I'm going to configure our router. So this is, the router is going to be our default, sorry, proxy server. So router 1, let me show you interfaces. I think I have already configured the basic configurations. Let me show you. So here you can see 0/0, 1.1 and 0/1, 2.1. So here you can see 0/0, 1 and 0/1 also 1. So 1.1 and here 2.2, 2.1. So and the status is up. Okay, so let me show you the routing table. Here you can see we don't have any routes. Just you can see the directly connected. So they are directly connected. There is no routing enabled on router 1. Let's go to config. Okay. So before configure proxy, I'm going to configure PCs. So I'm going to assign IP address. So it's on PCs. Okay. So IP then IP address 172.20.0/24. PC1 belong to one network, so one network. So PC1 and 2 belong to one network. So I'm going to assign 1.2 because 1.1 is root of 1. So 1.2, then the subnet mask 0.0. Here you can see /24, but I am configuring 0/0. Let me tell you the reason. So this 24 only for router, this interface, first ethernet 0/0. For this interface only, this 24 subnet. But inside the PCs, I'm going to configure /16 because on both subnets, I'm going to configure /16 for PCs because the PCs will do AND operation, and based on the result, they will decide whether to initiate ARP request to the destination or to the default gateway. If the recipient belong to the same subnet, PC1 initiate an ARP request to the receiver. Okay? If the PC1 finds that the receiver belong to different subnet, it will send an ARP request to the default gateway. So in order to make the PC1 to decide that the PC3 belong to same network, so I'm going to give 255.255.0.0. So now PC1 will do AND operation and it will send an ARP request to PC3, not the default gateway. Okay, so here I'm going to give /16. Now here you can see checking for duplicate address. So there is no duplicate address in the subnet, which means there is no 1.2. This IP address is not assigned to any other PCs in the subnet. So that was the PC1 was checking. Now PC1's IP address is 1.2. Okay. So PC2, let's go to PC2, then IP 172.20.1.3. Okay. Then the subnet /16. Okay. Here you can see 1.2 on PC2 1.3. Let's go to PC3 IP. Then 172.20.2. I'm going to assign 2.3, 255.2, 55.2, sorry, 0.0. Okay, so this is two networks, so 2.3. Okay, then PC4 IP 172.20.2.4, then the subnet mask 255.255.0.0. Okay, so far configurations, basic configurations have been done. Okay, let me show you whether I'm able to ping PC1 and PC4. So ping 172.20.1.2. This IP address belongs to PC1. Here you can see I can ping one network. How is this possible? Let me go to interface. You have 0/0. So I'm going to disable EP proxy R. So by default, proxy R is running. So now I have disabled the proxy R on both the interfaces. So now I'm going to try to ping on the 3. Not reachable. Here you can see, now I am unable to ping 1.3, which means PC2. Oh, okay, let me show you. Okay, let me try to ping 1.2. But I'm trying to, I can ping 1.2 because I have the MAC address. So I have the MAC address of 1.2. That's why I can ping 1.2. Let me show you from PC3. Now I cannot ping 1.2. Yeah, not reachable. But I can ping 2.4. Sorry, small mistake. 2.4. Here you can see I can ping 2.4. Okay, let me show you I can ping 2.1 as well. So I can ping router 1. So from PC3, okay, PC3 can ping 2.4, so which means PC4, and 2.1, which means root of 1, but it cannot ping 1.2 and 1.3 as well, and 1.1. So one network, PC3, cannot ping 1.2, 1.3, and 1.1. Let's go to PC4 and let's try to ping 1.1. Not reachable. Then 1.2, not reachable, and 1.3, not reachable because of the arc timeout. Okay, so the arc timeout is expired, so not reachable. So now we can see 1.1 not reachable, 1.2 not reachable, 1.3 not reachable. But I can ping 2.1. But you can see you can ping 2.1 and also 2.3. Okay, guys, you're seeing. Okay, from PC1, I'm going to ping on that 172.20.1.3. So from PC1, so here is the PC1. So now PC3 can ping R1 on PC4 and cannot ping network 1. PC4 also can ping R1 and PC3 but cannot ping one network. So now in one network, PC1, okay, PC1, think, sorry for the interruption. Okay, okay, so on PC1, so I'm going to try to ping PC2 and root of 1. You can ping 1.3 and 1.1. Okay, so I can ping 1.3 and 1.1 and also 2.1 not reachable, then 2.3 not reachable, then 2.4 not reachable from PC1. Okay, so now you can see clearly from PC1 to PC3 it's not reachable, but also PC4 also not reachable, and 2.1 also not reachable. So now I'm going to enable proxy ARP. Let's see after enabling proxy ARP what is going to happen. AP proxy ARP on first ethernet 0/1 and also 0/0. So proxy ARP has been enabled. Okay, so now from PC1 to PC3. So let me try to ping PC3 2.3. So now I can ping 2.3. There you're seeing here before I couldn't ping 2.3, but after enabling proxy ARP, I can ping 2.3. Let me show you this on Wireshark, the packet capture. So ARP, there is the ARP, lot of ARP packets flooded with ARP packets, lot of ARP packets captured. Go to see the most recent one. Okay, the most recent ARP packet, I think it will change the interface. The most recent one. Okay, this is, let me show you the full screen for you. Okay, so here you can see 1.2 to 2.3. This is our ARP request. Okay, so the sender IP address is 1.2, which is PC1, and the target IP address is 2.3, which is PC3. So now the PC1 is sending an ARP request to PC3, which means 2.3. Let's see the ARP reply. So the reply is from 2.3, the sender IP address. and the target IP address is 1.2, so which is PC1 1.2, and 2.3 which is PC3, and you can see the MAC address, sender MAC address 0, 0, 0, 4 zeros. But this MAC address is not the MAC address of 2.3. This MAC address is not the MAC address of PC3. Let me show you. PC3 show I think this is the command. Sorry, show IP. Oh, yeah, this is the command. So let me explain. Okay. Okay. Here you can see the MAC address of PC3. So 68 and colon 0. This is the MAC address of PC3. But here you see 2.3 and the MAC address 0000. And here 2.3 and the MAC address is 68 colon 00. So then whose MAC address is this? Then whose MAC address? Let me show you that also. So let's go to router 1, show IP R. Here you can see the 4 zeros, 0, 0, 0, 0. And 6C, here you can see 6C 0, 0, 0. So this is the MAC address of 1.1, which is router 1's interface fast Ethernet 0/0. Let me show you fast Ethernet 0/0 1.1. So this interface, the MAC address of this particular interface, which is fast Ethernet 0/0. So PC1 sends an ARP request for PC3, but that ARP request is answered by fast Ethernet 0/0, which means router 1 answers the ARP request and sends its MAC address as sender's MAC address. Okay, so here how this is how the ARP works. Okay, let me show you again. So here you can see the ARP table of router 1. So router 1 has the IP address for 1.1, 1.2, and 2.1, 2.3, 2.4, but it does not have the ARP, so the MAC address of 1.3. Okay, let me show you. From router 3, I'm going to ping PC2. So from router 3, sorry, from PC3. From PC3, I'm going to ping 172.20.1.3. So 1.3 means PC2. So now I'm pinging. Now I'm sending ICMP package to 1.3. So let me go to router 1 and I'm again our table. Now you can see 1.3. So here you can see 1.3 and the MAC address of 1.3. So what the proxy is doing here is, so now I'm sending an ARP request from PC3 to PC2, but router 1 interrupts the ARP request and it sends an ARP request to PC2 and gets the MAC address of PC2, but it sends its MAC address of fast Ethernet 0/1 to PC3. So this is how the ARP proxy ARP is working. So now I'm going to ping. Okay, let me show you again. Yeah, right. Let's go to show IP ARP. This is not the command. Oh. Okay. To check the ARP table on PC, the command is, I think I forgot the command. I think I forgot the command. It show it is not working. So okay, let's go to PC2. Show IP ARP. So here you can see the MAC address of PC2 68:01. Let's go to Wireshark again. So not this one, this one, most recent one, think not this one, this one, yeah, this one. So from 2.3 to 1.3, so which means PC3 to PC1. So here you can see the ARP request. So sender MAC 2.3 and target, sorry, sender IP 2.3 and target IP 1.3. And let's see the reply. So reply from sender IP 1.3 and target IP 2.3. And the MAC address which is 00:01. So let's see 00 and colon 001 whose MAC address 0001. So this is the MAC address of 2.1. You can see the 2.1 MAC address is 0001. So now router 1 is sending reply for the ARP request on behalf of PC2. Okay, so this is how ARP works. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any doubts, please put your questions in the comment section. There we will discuss it later. And thanks. See you. Bye bye.